This is a quick video. I wanted to correspond a little bit on the nature of the hypersymmetry. I'm going to make a more complete video about the issue with understanding cause and effect in astrotometry and how that relates to the nature of hypersymmetry. But Justin just asked a couple of questions, and the answer to the question, the second question that he asks, this is all mind-blowing. It doesn't seem real. Why doesn't the world see this? It is incredibly mind-blowing when you realize it, when you see it. And I totally understand your perspective on what you're going to be dealing with. But luckily, Justin, you have someone who you can talk to about it, whereas I didn't. I went through a very, very difficult, traumatic sort of almost denial, almost sort of thing when I realized that our universe is in fact hypersymmetric. And another question that you ask is, does the comet cause the CME? And that's the answer to why that we haven't seen this before. No, it doesn't cause the CME. There's a hypersymmetry between the comet and the CME. They're caused, both the comet and the CME are caused by the same thing that is underneath of both of them. And so there's something else that is the unifying factor in the matter-energy transformation relationship that astrotometry demonstrates is this hypertime in the common carrier. And so that's the really, really mind-blowing part of it. When you realize that our time is separated by space, necessarily, that there's this physical relationship between time and space that imposes this supersymmetry, this hypersymmetry on our reality. When you realize that part, you have to rethink what cause and effect actually is. Because normally when we think about cause and effect, we think about the Newtonian nature of our reality, where, you know, the billiard ball is moving and it hits this other billiard ball, it causes the other thing to move. On the level that matter materializes, on the level that matter forms, quantum mechanics has demonstrated that there is a supersymmetry. That is evidence. It is practically incontrovertible. That's what the big row in quantum mechanics was about with Einstein and the nature of the photon spin entanglement. And, you know, Richard Feynman, one of the most brilliant minds in recent time, theorized that it might just be one electron that sees itself through time. And that's a mind-boggling concept. That's the God particle theory. And, you know, it's entertained by people like Hawking and, you know, all of the greatest minds right now. But that issue is dependent on what that electron is. And astrotometry shows us what the electron is. And so it sorts this out by analyzing the nature of this hypersymmetry, by analyzing the nature of the supersymmetry. And so yes, mind-blowing, mind-boggling. And I'll talk about it as much as you want to talk about it, because that's what I do now, and I feel like this is very, very important for me to be doing this. And so those two questions are the answer for one another. The reason that we haven't seen this before is because we think of the world as being separate. We think of what the Earth is as being separate from what the Sun is. It's not separate. They're connected on a level that we don't perceive. The big surprise, which is really not a surprise in the sense that astrotometry is going to be revealing, is that it's not separate. It's not disconnected. It's like the illusion of the flat Earth. It doesn't stop. It's connected, but it's connected in a way that we don't see because of this illusion of time space. And so that's the big revelation, you know, as far as jumping to the end in the astrotome. It's all connected. It's all one thing. We are a part of what's up there, and not just on some ethereal level, but on the physical level. What is us is created in the moment from something that moves through what we see up there. And so we're physically connected to it. And this is, like you said, this is mind-blowing. And I think that there's going to be a lot of denial in the scientific community about this because of the implications on our reality, what it says about how our reality is constructed and the way things actually are connected in our world. There's going to be a certain resistance to it because it's so unlike what we had thought, and it's not going to be the kind of same thing as Galileo, because there's evidence for it everywhere. It's not like it doesn't make a difference. It does. It changes things. It changes things in a big way. At least it has the potential to. And I think that those are the changes that we need to make right now, because a lot of the things we're fighting against conceptually as a culture, as a species, as an evolving mind, a lot of the things we're trying to sort out about the nature of our reality, just the picture just falls right into place. A lot of the mysteries are just completely unraveled by just applying the nature of hypertime. And so good luck with it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I really appreciate you taking a look at this. And everybody else that's watching and has spent time looking at astrotometry, I really appreciate it. I hope you get something out of it. Thanks.